So Jeff, you just got to play U.S. Open venue, Erin Hills. Now I'm sure you shot even par, no problem, right? Easy.
I was even par in the parking lot before we started. That was about it. No, that was honestly, if I didn't pick up on a couple of the holes, I'd probably still be out there. It was a very humbling round of golf, which I guess is what you would expect if you're playing a future U.S. Open venue and one that's going to stage this thing 1 month from now. So. Yeah, it's a beautiful course. It's striking. I haven't seen anything quite like that in the United States. It vaguely reminded me of what you might find in Ireland. It's just so green and naturally hilly. But it's tough. It will certainly challenge the best players in the world, and it will absolutely abuse average golfers like me and the rest of my media colleagues.
Yeah, how would you rate the difficulty? Because we all know a U.S. Open course is meant to be as tough as it gets, right? But it seems like there's an extra element at work here because it's an unknown. Nobody's really seen this place. They have to make a special trip just to check it out, kind of like Chambers Bay.
Right. So for average golfers, there's the hills they create these undulations and these challenging blind shots. You have so many shots where you're facing an uphill blind green or blind approach, or you've just positioned yourself behind a hill and you have a hill between yourself and the hole. So for average golfers, it's extremely challenging. For the best golfers in the world, you're right. It is an unknown because we've never been there. It's a par 72 instead of par 70. And there's always a chance this course was built really for wind to be one of the main defenses. So if Mother Nature actually takes the week off, it's possible you could see somebody under par, maybe even well under par, winning this thing when you consider that there's 4 par 5s and there's that chance for a calm day. So it's all you could ever want as an amateur. But for the pros, I think it does present the potential maybe for some low rounds. Interesting
you would say that because we know that that place can be stretched out to over 8,000 yards if they want to do it. Now, we don't expect them to do that necessarily. However, it's an interesting point about the golf course. Anything unique that you noticed while you were there?
You probably start with the landscape itself being these rolling hills. It was shaped by glaciers as opposed to bulldozers, which the architects are very proud of, that they were able to work with a very unique piece of land. Also, I would point to the bunkers. Most bunkers, as we know, they have kind of a defined shape, and when you're in, you kind of know what you're going to get. At Erin Hills, they instilled what they call erosion bunkers, which means they tried to shape them the way water would flow if you were to just pour water on that area of land. So what you get are these kind of amoeba-shaped bunkers that have no natural shape, and there's long, slender tentacles coming out of them at different times. And so you get uphill lies, side hill lies, and very narrow stances where you could be in a fairway bunker and have nowhere to go but chip out sideways, or in a green sign bunker and have to go sideways because you just don't have a stance to play it any other way. So we've seen U.S. Opens where the rough, where if you hit it in the fescue, you have to chip out. This U.S. Open, it's going to be bunkers where potentially guys are going to have to go out sideways, backwards, or any way they can just to get back to planet Earth.
I don't know if we can handle more Wisconsin bunker drama. I think we've had enough for this lifetime.
Look
so
out,
far, right?
There may be more this time.
Okay, well, we do want some drama on the finishing holes. So can you tell us a little bit about whether or not we can expect to see that?
Yeah, so one thing the architects thought of from the beginning, they knew they were attempting to design a big-time golf course that would hopefully one day host this very event. So they set it up for excitement at the end. So the last 6 holes, you've got 2 par 4s, 2 par 3s, and 2 true 3-shot par 5s where anything can happen. One of those par 4s, the 15th, will be drivable, but it's also surrounded by probably the most dangerous, treacherous, just horrible bunkers on the golf course. So any score there is possible. And so their thought was, we want guys to be able to make big moves up and down the leaderboard where anything can happen. And so in designing this golf course, they were thinking ahead to that U.S. Open Sunday, and they're confident they got it.